So this isn't a serious video, this is just me kind of like talking about something that has happened to me because of the cancer chemo process, but isn't necessarily anything serious, but I was wondering if anyone else feels similarly. So like, I have rarely ever been to the hospital before this whole experience. Thankfully and fortunately, my family haven't been much in the hospitals, and me personally, the only time that I really remember being in the hospital for me because of something that happened to me was I broke my arm when I was 14. And I think that was the only time, because, you know, obviously when you go to the doctors, you go to the GP, or you might see people in allied health, like psychs or physios and things like that, but not within the hospital. And within the last, couple of months or whatever, being in the hospital, especially in the ER, because I've been in the ER a few times for different reasons to do with chemo, I've just been so shocked by the doctors. And it seems really silly, but the doctors are just, they're like my age. Like, it kind of just hit me all of a sudden that, like, I'm at an age now, which sounds really weird, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know, just these professional people, like whenever I think of like professional people, like lawyers and doctors and all these people that, you know, like all these like, you know, great whatever jobs that are very important and hold like a lot of respect and esteem and whatever, like, you know, you always kind of like picture like older people or whatever. But yeah, no, there's obviously young people. Whenever you think of young, you still think of like 30 something. But, you know, at the ER, I think that's where they have like junior medical officers a lot of the time, which are kind of like the doctors, I think, when they come straight after uni. So I think they've done their 5-year bachelor, at least in Australia. And then you have to do 1 year, I think, at a hospital, and often you're in the ER. And so then a lot of these doctors who are seeing me, they're like, they could be between like, 23 to, I don't know, 28 or whatever, but they're just like in that age range that they often look like me. And then there was this one girl that I saw when I was getting some antibiotics, and because I had to go back to the hospital to go grab them because they sent me home, and they're like, actually, maybe we'll just give you some antibiotics in case because you're in chemo. And I go back to go see her, and then I'm like, oh, hi, whatever. And I'm like, she looked like, if she told me that she was 20, I would have believed that she was 20. And I was just like taking this from her. And that doesn't mean that I don't like believe what she's saying, whatever. That's one thing that always makes me scared, is thinking like when I go into my profession, or if I become a psychologist too young, that people won't take me seriously and they won't think that I'm actually, you know, skilled. And obviously I believe that she's skilled if she's in that role and she's done the degree and whatnot. I believe that she's skilled at that level, at junior medical officer level. But it was just such a weird experience taking it from her and being like, I don't know, like in any other instance, I would just be like chatting to you like kind of like a friend, or like see you down the street and like hang, or at uni. I don't know, like it's just such a different relationship. And I guess I've kind of, because I've reached that age now as 23, like people, you know, coming out of uni, like I finished my 4-year bachelor last year, like, you know, there are people going into their professions, or at least starting to. And so yeah, it's kind of like realizing that, like I'm now at that stage where other people around me are also, if they found out what their true, you know, what they really want to follow young, that they're now going into that, and I'll be interacting with people like my age, like peers, instead of always these older people that I always just, that's just how the relationship was. And it's not like a bad or great thing or anything, it's just something that I've kind of just like noticed and realized because I've just been at hospital a few times, and it's just a very strange experience. And it's hard to just see them in that doctor environment without thinking like, I don't know, them at uni, or them as like a potential friend, or like, you know, I obviously have a partner, so it's not like I'm like checking out the guys and hitting on them at the hospital, but it's like, you know, it's just that, it's just different. It's just this, interesting experience, and I don't really know exactly what to do with it. I guess nothing, just share it on YouTube, because I guess that's what I'm doing. But yeah. Has anyone gone through something similar while going through, you know, kind of a hospital process, or maybe a different process? Maybe you, had to go to a lawyer. I'm not sure exactly what the lawyer system is. I know my sister's becoming a lawyer, but I think it's something like 5-6 years as well. But I don't know if you have to do something extra. I think you have to do something extra before actually becoming a lawyer. I'm not sure. But regardless, like, you know, interacting with people in, you know, these professional roles and seeing them be like your age or younger, it's just different. And I wonder if anyone's got any thoughts on it, or I've also experienced it. So thank you for watching me ramble about this random thing that isn't really that great or important, but just something that I've noticed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.